Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2020, my team, where we bring Lotus back to the F1 Championship and probably back to the Championship days, back to the winning days, so that we can bring Lotus back to fight there with the Mercedes and the Ferraris and all that. So welcome to episode number 5 of this F1 2020 my team career mode. I'm so excited about this episode because we're going to be driving around a brand new circuit, Zandvoort pretty much. So it's an old circuit. It came back to the calendar this year. I don't know about the original calendar in real life. I don't know if we will be racing there, but it's a fantastic track, fast corners, probably one of the tracks, sort of like the tracks that I really like driving at. And yeah, it's one of those tracks that I really enjoy driving at, and it's gonna be my first time driving around Zandvoort on the F1 2020 game. I've drove around it on Factor 2, but I've never tried it on F1 2020, so it's gonna be a whole different experience. As you can see, doing some upgrades, setting some activities until we go on to Zandvoort, and we're gonna be upgrading the reshaped combustion on the power department unit, and unfortunately we don't have enough resource points to upgrade something else on the aerodynamics or the chassis, and we're gonna be having enough resource points probably before qualifying or something like that. But for now we got an interview with Will Baxton, so the lovely Will Baxton. Let's get down there and see what he has to say to us.
Thanks so much for the invitation to your HQ. Let's have a little chat about the team's performance this season. Let's talk about your new second driver. How are they settling in?
He's decent. He only beat me once in Bahrain, but yeah, I'll try and support him.
Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful?
If we're successful, we will be trying to look for someone better, because at the moment I'm beating him quite badly, so I would like a little bit more competition in the team, but for the time being he's good. For the team, he's developing.
Will your team be going for the Constructors' Championship this season, or just for points?
Just for points, obviously. You know, we don't have the best car, but I feel like we've been getting plenty of good points so far in this season, and we're leading the midfield so far, so yeah.
Your second driver seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. Have you been focusing on their development?
I wouldn't really say that. His results have been a little bit bad recently, so yeah, I think he has progress to make.
Your team's been picking up points fairly consistently. Do you think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future?
For sure, I'm expecting it to happen very soon, but we'll see until then what can happen. I feel like that's our target. Probably in 2 or 3 seasons, I feel like we'll be there and we will be fighting for the championship.
Well, thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
So, the interview is done. We're going to be setting all the activities, and we're going to be getting now up to 590 resource points, which means we can upgrade something either from durability, from durability. I think I will do aerodynamics. I think I will do that. Yeah, I'll do the front wing one. I don't want to upgrade again the engine power unit, something like that. I feel like it's pretty good for the time being, but I will be developing rear wing outer strakes, and this is probably going to be coming after the Spanish Grand Prix, before the Monaco Grand Prix, so it's good to have some aerodynamic upgrades right before Monaco. But now, after all these upgrades are done, I'm going to be also upgrading one of my facilities, and I'm going to be focusing on the durability aspect. So I want the durability upgrades to be on time, because we're not upgrading durability that often, so I want it to be on point whenever it has to be. So we're upgrading the quality control on the durability pretty much department. But as you can see, I'm going to be showing you some footage from the practice station and the practice programs on the Zandvoort, the brand new circuit. As you can see, very tricky through there. That first sector down into the brakes, left-hander, second gear. And yeah, accelerating now for some blind fast corners there. You can pretty much go full throttle through there and just get ready for that fast right-hander. Slightly on the brake. Here I'm very cautious because it's the track acclimatization test and I just want to perfect it as soon as possible. But yeah, as you can see, we've been doing very well. It was yet again very successful practice session. Being successful on all the practice programs. I think apart from the qualifying pace test one, which we've only completed. I feel like we didn't get the optimal result. But as you can see here, fuel management, tire management, we're starting to get a hang of this test, and we are starting to actually complete them. It started off quite badly. Remember Bahrain, we couldn't do absolutely anything. But since I feel like Vietnam, we've had a very good run of things to come, like from practice to races we'll be getting points. So of course the target is to get points eventually, also in this Grand Prix. Even in China I couldn't say that, because it's like, you know, you get into the weekend, you do well in practice, but you still don't know like the pace of the rest. Like we still need to remember that the car is actually very slow. We've only got the second slowest car, so getting points is above expectation. So I don't know like what to say about the whole car situation, how good the car is and all that. So I'm expecting myself to get points on every single race after some successful performances, but it's also the weather, it's the strategy, a lot of come into play when it comes down to pure pace. It's not like raw pace wise we're faster than the McLarens or the Renaults. It's just down to the strategy, retirements, you know, everything plays into me getting some points for this team. But as you can see, end of practice 2 and end of all the practice programs, we were pretty much ready to get a few money, a few resource points. You know, as you can see, got plenty of resource points, back up to 715. So next episode, expect some upgrades to be coming once again on the car. The acclaim is also growing slow and steadily. We're probably going to be ahead of a laser at some point in terms of acclaim. But now I was ready for qualifying. So yeah, let's get into qualifying and see how well we can do, guys. I'm not going to be exaggerating by saying this was the most trickiest qualifying session I've ever had. As you can see, we were on dry tires and the rain was starting to drop. It was drizzling, the track was getting wetter and wetter, lap after lap, minute after minute. So we had to go out as quickly as possible, trying to set a lap on a set of dries, because the later you would go out on track, the wetter the track would be. So the worse the time would be. And as you can see, this was a very, very good lap time, because we were very close to Hamilton. We didn't lose a lot of time to Hamilton, so it was a very, very good lap. I don't know if he was actually doing a fast lap or something. He was probably going in for the pit stops, but still, I feel like it was a very decent lap, and we got the slipstreaming of Hamilton for quite a while. As you can see, trying to take the slipstreaming till the very end from Hamilton, and across the finish line at 1:11.5. And by the time I saw myself right ahead of Ocon, I knew that this was a very good lap time. You know, a laser was also 8, and after that there was no way you could improve your time. The rain was getting harder and harder, it was dropping more and more. So that was my one and only lap on Q1, and as you can see, success for the Lotus team, 7th position and 10th position. Unfortunately, this isn't Q2, so not both of us are promoted Q3. But imagine, look at this, even Valtteri Bottas was slower than us because of the conditions. Max Verstappen on his home Grand Prix is out of Q2. Pierre Gasly, the 2 Alfa Romeos, Romain Grosjean, Nicolas Latifi, and surprisingly George Russell, for the first time so far in this season, is through the Q2. Same as my teammate Giuliano Alesi, for the first time so far in this season, he's through the Q2, and both the Lotus cars are through the Q2. You know, the conditions played into part this time around, but this time the conditions were better on the first lap. As you can see, there's not so much rain on that first lap, so we needed to take even more advantage of the situation, because the rain would come harder on the next sort of lap. And as you can see right here, pretty decent second sector, onto the third one, this left-hander there, move up the third to maximize the traction out of this corner, and then onto the final corners, this right-hander there, didn't take the best possible exit there, lost quite a lot of speed, and onto that curved corner there, remind me of like Daytona or the old Americas circuit, if you remember it. But as you can see, that was my lap time. Wasn't that strong, so I went out on the fresh set of soft to try and do another lap, but as you can see from the rain, it was way too late to go out for another lap. The conditions were terrible. I spun out and couldn't get the points or the time to get a better lap to get through to Q3. You know, this time the conditions didn't play the part, but it's so far the best qualifying session we've ever had as a team. 12th for me, 14th for Lazy, and I feel like we haven't been so close to each other. This has been the first time we've been so close in terms of times and starting position so far in this season. We're ahead of Vettel, so Vettel failed to get through because of the rain. We could have been through to Q3. I feel like we had the speed, but that first lap wasn't the best it could have been, so that's why we're not through the Q3. So it was all about getting that first lap perfectly. But, you know, 12th position for the race tomorrow. Let's get ready for the race. Lazy on 14th. Wish me luck, guys.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. 2.6 miles then make up a lap here at a wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops can make it all too easy to slide off into the gravel. There are 14 corners overall and a 678-metre main straight, providing the best chance for overtaking. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Alexander Albon lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Norris, Lance Stroll and Leclerc, Hamilton, Kvyat, Ocon and Kevin Magnussen, Perez, the owner-driver, Sebastian Vettel and Alesi, Sainz, Russell, Max Verstappen and Pierre Gasly, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
The reason I showed you the grid for this race is because it's the weirdest starting grid I've ever seen in my life. Plus, we're starting the race on a set of Inters, and the rain is supposedly going to fade away as the race goes on. I don't know about this, it's probably going to fade away, but when will the right time be for dries? This is where the race is going to be won, and in my opinion, having Ricciardo starting from 3rd, Lando Norris from 4th, it's going to be an exciting race. It's going to be a hell of a race. You got Leclerc down to 6th, Hamilton down to 7th. You've got a Ferrari right behind me. And Bottas obviously is on pole position. I don't know how he actually mastered the conditions and got that great starting position there. But we've got Stroll up there. Like, it's going to be a fantastic race, this one. And also rainy conditions. Overtakes are very tough. So I can't wait to start this Grand Prix. As you can see, we're lining up to the grid from 12th position. Lazy is 14th. Let's get ready for the start. And now the red lights are gonna be on. 1 red light, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Dutch Grand Prix. And away we go. It's a pretty decent start, but Vettel is going to have a better one. At the same time, a laser is going to try and go up my inside, but I dive up the inside of both Perez and Magnussen, and that is already going to put us up into the top 10 positions there. There's some contact there in the background as Kvyat is moving very slowly. He's getting held up by Ocon and Hamilton, and we're going to be going around the outside of both Kvyat and Esteban Ocon in the Renault, and that's going to be a complete move there. Yes, we're going to be completing that move up into 8th. What a fantastic start that was. Gained 4 positions already on lap number 1. Ocon is trying to go and attack me up the inside there as I completely lose the control of the car on those wet conditions. The tires don't feel great for the start of this race, and the conditions are terrible at the moment as Ocon tried to go for a move there but couldn't complete it and hold it up the inside. But at the moment, ahead of us is Lewis Hamilton, who's being hauled up there from Lance Stroll, and ahead of him Leclerc being held up by Lando Norris, if I'm correct. So a pretty decent start already on 8th position, getting some points out of this Grand Prix. And as you can see, lap number 3 at the moment. Hamilton cannot complete the move on Lance Stroll, and this is very, very strange. Not strange, this is very bad for Hamilton, because he's losing a lot of time behind Stroll. At the same time, Leclerc is losing time behind Norris, and Albon is losing time behind Daniel Ricciardo. So as you can see, the top cars cannot get rid of the midfield, and at the same time this is good for me because I'm catching up to them. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to actually go for a move. I can't find a place to go for a move. Zandvoort is already a very tough circuit to go for to complete an overtake, but at the same time, as you can see, we're very close to the top leaders. As you can see there, Stroll is holding up Hamilton, and that was pretty much the race so far until Romain Grosjean is out of the race and there's a safety car being deployed. Grosjean must have had an engine issue there, and that is going to be working out for us apparently. I don't know who is leading the race. I feel Bottas is leading the race. Daniel Ricciardo is 2nd, Albon is 3rd, 4th is Lando Norris, 5th is Charles Leclerc, 6th is Lance Stroll, and behind Lance Stroll is Lewis Hamilton. And as you can see right behind me on my Lotus on 8th position, it's me. So I don't know how this race is going to go. Now the safety cars, you can see we've overtaken it to go and start pretty much the queue for the safety car. And now, as you can see, the track is getting drier as lap after lap. I don't know what exactly is going to be happening now. It's all about who gets the perfect timing to move on to the dries. I don't know who's going to be making it. Now the safety car is probably going to be coming in very soon. It's a new strategy for Inters. I don't want to go on Inters, but it's a little bit weird. Stroll has an engine issue and he's retiring from the race. This is very unfortunate there for Lance Stroll. I don't know what happened there. He's so unlucky. He was having a fantastic race ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And on the restart, as you can see, Leclerc, Norris, Albon, Ricciardo and Bottas have jumped into the pits at the same time. We're going up the inside of Lewis Hamilton. My teammate is also into the pits. Can we complete the move on Hamilton? Up the inside, leading now the Dutch Grand Prix. But the track has become dry in no time whatsoever. At the same time, Ocon is trying to complete a move on Hamilton. Don't think he made it there. But what exactly happened there? The track has got dry in no time. I was at the penultimate corner and there were still wet patches on the track, but all of a sudden now the track has got dry very early there, and Hamilton actually goes up my inside and touches my rear wheels there. He completely pushed me off the circuit there. I completely lost the back end because of the contact, but I'm now going to take revenge on Hamilton. I don't really care about him. Get the fuck out of here, Lewis. You completely run me off there. You completely ruined my exit just to get that move done, and that's how I'm answering to Hamilton about that move. Completing yet another move. Sorry about the bad driving there, but I can't really stand Hamilton pushing me out there and completely making me lose my back end. But the conditions are for dry tires. We're jumping into the pit stops right now for a set of dries, for a set of mediums, and then I'm going to be going for 2 sets of mediums. As I can see, everybody's going to be pitting for soft tires. I don't know why exactly this is happening, but I'm going for a set of mediums and then yet another set of mediums to finish the race. But as you can see, we lost a lot of time to the front runners. Look at this. So much time lost, and at the same time, my teammate now is ahead of me on 6th position. He's on a set of softs for some weird reason. At the same time, I go side by side with Valtteri Bottas, completing the move, staying ahead of Bottas. At the same time, I think it's Albon fighting out Bottas there, and behind them, and AlphaTauri also on the softer compound of tires. I don't know what exactly is going on with the strategies there, but Bottas is trying to find a way around me there. Look at him, just going left and right there, trying to complete that move. He's on the first set of tires. He was the leader of the race, but I don't know what is going now with my teammate being on 6th. Could he be also in contention of winning this race? I don't even know what is going on now with the strategy and all, but for one thing I'm certain, we're having a fantastic race and we could have a surprising winner by the end of this race. So for the time being, I'm following the strategy of the 2-stop now. I'm going to be pitting for yet another set of mediums later on to the race. Those who are on the softs, I don't know what they're actually going to be doing. I'm going to be attacking my teammate now. He moves to the inside. He's going very defensive there. I'm clearly faster than him, so I'm going to be completing that move there. Up into 6th position on a set of mediums. At the same time, Bottas is probably going to be completing the move. Yes, he is. This is pretty unfortunate. My teammate, can my teammate hold on ahead of Bottas? Yes, he is. But no, Bottas gets the better exit. He is now behind me once again, so I couldn't actually gain any time at all if my teammate would hold up Bottas. But that's not very bad to see. 6th position at the moment, out of being 8th. You know, we are ahead of plenty of cars, plenty of midfield cars. I feel like the ones that pitted straight away after the safety car went in are the lucky ones. They gain a lot of time. As I can see, a Racing Point and a Renault are currently ahead of me, and at the same time Magnussen is up into 5th. But no, Jeff, I can't gain that place back. Bottas has overtaken us. He has the better pace, and he's going to be opening up the gap. He even overtook Magnussen at the time, and now behind me is Alexander Albon, who also started the race from 2nd position. All of a sudden he's down into 8th due to the strategy, so he must have got held up there in the pit stop. So if I would have gone in early on for a set of dries, as Albon is trying to go around the outside, I still got the inside there, and I'm going to be staying ahead despite my run away there through to the gravel. That was not a good run through that chicane, but if I would have gone early on, we would have been right up ahead in the podium positions, because Bottas, Albon and all those fast top midfield top cars have got held up in the pit stops because of all the cars going in. So we would have been right up there fighting for a podium position. But either way, this is a strategy we chose. I never thought this would be the right time for dries there. It was still wet, but all of a sudden the track just turned into dry for some weird reason. As you can see, Ricciardo is into the pit for a set of medium, so that's the perfect strategy there. He's probably going to be going till the end. So can he make almost 17 laps on a set of mediums? For sure he can, and he's going to be probably a contester there for the podium positions as Hamilton goes around my outside. Look at this, very fast with the Mercedes engine side by side with Lewis Hamilton. In terms of the inside now, he doesn't have a good run, and we're going to be staying ahead of Lewis Hamilton. This is a very good fight there with Hamilton, despite him being very, very arrogant so far in this fight. He's been boosting me a lot. He's been going for some crazy moves. I know you've got a faster car, but please fight fairly. Now, he's got the DRS. Could he go for a move? He can. He doesn't have the speed or the momentum to go back for a move. And ahead of me is Kevin Magnussen. He's probably going to be pitting once again, same as me. And now he has pitted, and I'm yet out there on 2nd position. That's at the same time Lewis Hamilton now he's going to be trying to overtake me around the outside once again. We still have the inside later on the brakes ahead of Lewis Hamilton yet again, up into 2nd position. Leclerc is leading the race, and he's opening up a huge gap there from us. So could he be the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix? He probably has plenty of chances to win there, as Lando Norris goes up my inside. Another podium there contested there. He could get a podium. Lando Norris, his first podium so far in this season. He's been having a very good strategy, but he can't get past me there to open up a gap, same as Leclerc did. At the same time, as you can see there from the helicopter view, I think that is Valtteri Bottas completing the move on Lando Norris there. Unfortunately for Lando, couldn't get through me, and now Bottas has overtaken him. Bottas is probably going to overtake me now into the start-finish straight. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold on for too much ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and I'm going to be now trying to break the slipstreaming from Bottas. He's very close to me yet again, and probably at the same place where the Mercedes engine is much faster than the Renault one around the outside, same as Hamilton did. And this time, could we regain our place there, same as we did on Hamilton on this corner? He's not going to be able, we're not going to be able to hold on too much ahead of Bottas. He has much better pace, fresh tires, but the gap from Leclerc and Bottas is 18 seconds, so I highly doubt he's going to be able to close down the gap unless Leclerc does something wrong and, you know, with strategy and doesn't win this race at the end of the day. Lap number 25, we're going in for another set of mediums. 11 laps on a set of mediums. We're going to be having a fresh set of mediums for 11 more laps. We're down into 7th, now down into 8th. Ragan is going to be overtaking us as well. Is that going to be Sebastian Vettel also ahead of us? Look at me, look, losing the backhand there on the exit, and that's going to be the move there that is going to be gifting Sebastian Vettel 9th position. But thankfully these cars are on soft tires, so they're all going to be pitting. Vettel, Raikkonen and Gasly, they're both going to be pitting for a set of softs or mediums to go till the end of the race, probably by the end of lap number 26. As you can see right here, yes, Vettel, Raikkonen and Gasly are all into the pit stops. Anyone else? Perez is also into the pit stop for another set of softs to finish the race on, and at the same time Alaze is also into the pit. So Bad strategy for all of those who pitted for a set of softs. I don't know why exactly they did that. They could have gone a set of mediums and finished the race there. But now Albon is behind me, who is much faster than me, obviously, on a Red Bull. And Perez, who's just exited the pit stops on a set of softs. So he could be attacking Albon on a fresher set of tires and a stronger engine, you know. Mercedes versus Honda engine. He's probably going to be attacking Albon with 9 laps to go. Magnussen is also 2.7 seconds ahead of me. But we got a much fresher set of tires. Ricciardo is 13 seconds ahead. There's no way we can catch up to him. So the fight is between me, Albon, Perez, and Magnussen. I think there's also Mercedes behind both Albon and Perez. But I highly doubt the Mercedes could get through both Perez and Albon. You know, Perez got the Mercedes engine and Albon got the better pace than me. But we're closing down the gap from Magnussen with only 6 laps to go, as you can see. Magnussen doesn't have the pace on that old set of medium tires. You know, he's been slower than us, and as you can see right here, we're very close to him once again. This could be the time for the move now. Reach, overtake button. We just can't get over the Ferrari engine. As you can see right, they're very close to Kevin Magnussen. Look at this. This is not a proper gap there. We can't find a way to overtake him. Look at how slow he is through there. I can't go for a move around the outside there because I'm going to lose all of my grip and probably track position there from Albon. But Albon and Perez are still very close to me. So if I put Magnussen in between me and Albon, this could actually secure his 5th position. So it's all about me completing this move now on Kevin Magnussen. We seem to be having a very good run through there. Could we go for a move now up the inside through this corner to this tight right-hander down into 3rd gear to complete the move on Magnussen? Slight contact there, but there was no other way I could have completed that move. I had to be a little bit dirty there. Made some slight contact there with Magnussen, but it was not so bad in my opinion. I had to push that move. I was much faster than Magnussen, and since I was not faster on the start-finish straights or in general the straights, then I had to go for a move. I had to go for a dive up the inside, and with only 1 lap to go, as you can see, Albon has completed a move on Magnussen. Magnussen getting some very valuable points there for the Haas F1 team if he ends up finishing 7th. He's got a lot of way to go. With only 1 lap to go, he's got some very fast cars behind him, including Perez and Hamilton, but he's still holding up very nicely. At the same time, Albon tried to close down the gap, but unfortunately he couldn't. I was setting my personal fastest lap there on the final lap. I was having a very, very good pace, and at the end of the day, Albon closed down the gap as much as he could, down into 4/10. I feel like if he had 1 more lap, he could have completed that move. But, you know, we don't have 1 more lap. That was the final lap into the checkered flag. 5th position here in the Dutch Grand Prix yet again. Another fantastic race. Another race full of action. What the actual heck was this race? Driver of the day, Max Verstappen, who started off from 70th position, but finishing 5th yet again, just like in China. Our best finishing position yet again.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
What can I say? Ferrari, I told you, Charles Leclerc had a better chance. They didn't mess up the strategy. He took advantage of the traffic there, and he completely dominated the race. Ricciardo, 3rd. All of a sudden, I thought Norris was actually 3rd. I don't know what happened. As I can see there, the gap between Lando Norris and Ricciardo was only 8/10, so this move must have happened on the final lap. Ricciardo must have overtook Norris on the final lap, and Norris couldn't get the first podium of his career there on the F1 2020 universe. Of course, he got his first podium in Austria, but Ricciardo there, stealing the first podium for Lando Norris on this game. I mean, I would have loved Norris to be on the podium. We've seen Ricciardo winning races and getting podiums and all that. As for us, 5th position ahead of Alexander Albon. Had he had 1 more lap, he probably would have been ahead of us. He had the pace to overtake me and the fresher set of tires. Magnussen got some very valuable points as well, and we also made the move stick. My teammate messed up the strategy, 18th position, and as for the driver of the day, Max Verstappen, from 17th up into 10th. A very good race for him.
Today. Let's have your thoughts. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Not at all. I feel like it was a very enjoyable race. We completed some amazing moves. We had the pace. Car felt great. And yeah, probably could have taken more advantage of the mixed conditions, but it was good.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Yeah, but the car is also very good. I'm starting to feel more comfortable with the car, race after race. It's good to get a few more points in the bag, so I'm glad to put smiles on the faces.
Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today?
Yes, very comfortable on wet weather this time round. We had the pace to compete with the midfield, and with the midfield holding up the top teams, then we had a very good pace.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
I really don't remember touching any walls. Probably had contact with Magnussen and Hamilton, but that's all about it.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Weird last question from the interviewer, and as you can see there, couldn't beat Raikkonen in terms of the rivalry. He had the better lap overly, so the Alfa Romeo actually had pace on this race. He was faster than the Lotus, but at the end of the day, they couldn't take advantage of the strategy, and we got the better result. 5th position yet again. This is going to help us out a lot for the championship. As you can see, the acclaim of the team has been upgraded up into 7, and a lot of money also in the bag. And yeah, this was a fantastic episode actually. At the end of the day, 80k in the bag. There you have it. So yeah, I'm very happy about this race. What an amazing race that was. It's not about just getting great results and defending. I feel like we had pace. We had the pace. We made a huge move on Magnussen. We were holding up with, we were keeping up with Hamilton. Stroll, you know, unfortunately retired. Stroll, he could have had a very good result. Ricciardo got a podium in this race. Like, you got a Renault taking a podium after, what is it, like 2010, 2009, 2010. I don't even remember what was the last year that Renault got a podium, but what a fantastic race that was. Phenomenal. McLaren also in 4th. This is what happens with mixed conditions there. So everybody took advantage of the strategy. Had we gone in like the rest of the grid did, I feel like we would have had a much better race, and we would have been up there with the podium positions fighting with Ricciardo and Lando. But at the end of the day, this is how the race went. We're still top of the midfield in terms of drivers, but now Renault is equal to points with us, and McLaren has also overtaken us as the best midfield team. You know, this would have happened at some point eventually. As long as a lazy can get any points at all, then in the constructors we're going to be dropping. I feel like we're going to be ahead of Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas by the end of the season. But in terms of driver standings, we're still ahead of Ricciardo and Norris. We're still the best midfield driver. So there's a lot of races to come, obviously, with the Spanish Grand Prix coming up on the next episode. So I'm really looking forward to it. Spanish Grand Prix, my favorite circuit on the F1 games since I don't even know when, but it's been one of my favorite tracks since probably 2017. But until then, until next video guys, which is probably going to be also F1 2020 or WRC8, I'm going to be catching you later. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for the support, and keep on supporting the series if you want to see more F1 2020 content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next video guys, I'm going to be catching you later. Goodbye.